once, Sirenscream couldn't resist. She tried to spell his names in drifting petals she'd been collecting. Huh? He finally seemed to notice. That's not possible. And that's when he noticed her and saw her. Just for a heartbeat, when he looked directly into the river, he could see her reflection, blurry and flickering beneath. But when he blinked, she was gone. One night, when the sky was cloudy and almost heavy with rain, Sirenscream, nearly given up, her body ached from swimming, from existing in two worlds. But that's when Smoke Soul came down to the water alone. He didn't speak or sit, he just stood there at the edge, breathing heavily like he'd been running. His eyes scanned the water. He was reckless and wild. "I know you're here," he whispered. "I don't care if it's a dream, I feel you." Sirenscream's heart couldn't take it anymore. She swam upwards faster than ever before. She was right below the surface, her paws pressed against the bottom of the water. Smoke Soul leaned forward, then slowly and hesitantly he ducked his head beneath the water. The world went silent as bubbles rose between them. The light of the moon filtered down. Their eyes met. Sirenscream reached forward and nuzzled him. His muzzle brushed hers. He felt warm and real, even through the water. His breath tickled her whiskers in ways she hadn't felt in moons. He couldn't speak, but he did hold her, gently, as if she might vanish in a blink. She closed her eyes. This hurt. She didn't want to let go, but eventually the tides pulled them apart. She whispered quickly, "I don't have much time. I broke every rule just to see you." Smoke Soul's eyes shimmered. "I thought you were dead." "I should be. But something let me come back, kind of. Silverfern. One of the dark forest cats. I don't really understand fully. I can't stay. Let me go with you." "Not yet." She felt a tightness in her chest. "Not yet. I don't. Tomorrow night. Meet me here, okay? I'll try to get more information." She felt herself fading. The other side was pulling her back. "I'll be there," he said, his voice trembling. She smiled. Sadness and longing was on her face. "I've missed you." And then, like a ripple, she was gone. Smoke Soul's head bursted up towards the surface, gasping for air. He stood there, dripping, his chest heaving. But this time, he knew he didn't imagine things. He knew it was her. She was real and she was waiting for him. The next night, the moon rose high above RiverClan territory. A thin fog crept over the bank, like a breath. Sirenscream waited under the water. She hovered just beneath the surface, her dark blue fur almost blending in. The only thing that could be seen was her orange-marked nose, her tail curled under her. He said he'd come. She waited. And then he did. Smoke Soul emerged from the trees quietly, his paw stepped soft, head low. He scanned the shore, like he was expecting someone to be watching, but only saw a rustle of reeds. Their eyes met. Sirenscream rose from the river like a ghost. He put his head under the water. "You came," she whispered. "Of course I did," his voice bubbling, having to take breaths every time. "I thought I was dreaming before, that you weren't really." "I'm real," she said firmly. "I'm as real as I can be. I'm here because of you." She held her paw on his. "I never stopped thinking about you, even when I died, even in the dark." Smoke Soul took her paw, but when he looked at her face, he flinched. Her fur was icy cold. like a leaf that touched frost. He jerked back instinctively, and that single movement made her heart plunge like a stone in the river. Siren, I believe you, I do. But this doesn't feel right. You're not warm. It's because I'm not alive. Her voice cracking, but it's still me. I still love you. She swam even closer to him, just enough that their fur touched. We can still be mates. There's a way if you come with me. Just swim, just for a little longer. He took a step back out of the water. The fog seemed thicker now, the river even darker. You want me to swim into the water with you? He said slowly. Where you're trapped? I wouldn't hurt you, she pleaded, desperation rising in her voice. I wouldn't let anything happen to you. I just want to be together again like before. His eyes shimmered with a sorrow. But it's not like before. She froze. He looked away towards the trees. I think I hear Guppy pause. She might need me. I have to go. Please, she whispered, her voice trembling. Please don't leave me again. But he was already walking away back into the reeds, his silvery white fur vanishing into the mist. I'll come back. I just need some time, he said, but not even looking over his shoulder. He was already gone. Sirenscream sat frozen, her paws still outreached towards the surface. The current moved around her. She dipped her head, silent tears mixing with the water around her. She drifted beneath the surface, as slowly as the other world pulled her back in. He had touched her paw and pulled away, flinched at her coldness, lied about hearing Guppy Paw just to escape her. She knew it. She felt it in her bones, and it made her ache. He's slipping away, she murmured, throwing herself dramatically onto the dark forest riverbank. I thought you might say that. A voice could be heard. Silverfern emerged from the gloom, her thorny vine wrapped around her arm, her eyes glowing green. He still loves me, though, Silverscream said, defensively. I know he does, just because he's afraid of me or this place or death. Silverfern gave a slow nod. That's why you need to give him something to hold on to, something alive, something his. Siren's ears flicked. What do you mean? Silverfern smiled. A slow, sharp glint could be seen on her teeth. Perhaps kits? Just think, yours and his. The words made her a bit startled. Kits? I mean, you want to bind him to you, right? That gives him a reason to come back. I mean, not just love, but like a legacy? But how? Sirenscream asked, breathless, her fur bristling and her head swirling. Don't worry about that. Just bring me some life and, a living cat. Just pull them beneath the surface and I can take their spirit and shape it into something new. Kits, born from dark river magic, blood and brine. They'll live with him on land, grow up with him, his warmth, his name, his legacy. Sirenscream was still confused. So they wouldn't stay down here with me? Not at first. They'd stay with their father. He'd raise them, love them. Every time they blink, he'll see you, yada, yada, yada. You won't be able to forget. But then when the day comes that the river calls him back, he'll join you forever with them. Sirenscream stared into the darkness, seeing it clearly now. Smoke Soul watching the river blank with Kits behind, his voice soft, calling their names. Oh, his heart would be full. Yeah, I want that. Then you must act quickly, Silverfern said, the vines curling up. as she spoke. Life fades fast, and death can make some promises. Sirenscream nodded. She took a deep breath and dove back under the water. She would have to give him something to love, something to remember her by, something that couldn't be ignored. She didn't love the idea of what she had to do, but she would do anything for his love. The next day out on a patrol, Smoke Soul decided to take his apprentice out on a hunting trip. He tried to stay away from the river, but curiosity got the best of him. He was a bit nervous when he could hear some splashing and quickly sent his apprentice out a little bit more into the forest to find out what that sound was. He saw her under the water, Siren. Walking over to her, he put his nose under the water. "I don't have long, but thank you so much for meeting me again," Siren said, nuzzling him. He tried not to flinch at her cold touch and purred. "I'm gonna give you something soon, a gift." Her voice cracked. "Kits, your kits too, and mine. They'll be yours to raise, and you'll never be alone again, and one day, when you're ready, you can come to the river, and we'll all be together again." His eyes widened, breath trying to catch in his throat. "Kits?" She nodded. "Please, Smoke Soul, please, let me give you this family, and then I can be a part of your life again, even if it's from the water." He stared at her, torn, his heart twisting. I have to think about that. I don't know if this is real, if this is even real." She tried to smile, but the watery face made her look like she was frowning. "Just come back tomorrow. We'll talk about it. I promise." Smoke Soul seemed startled, but nodded, turning to run off to find his apprentice. Later that day, she was swimming. She knew what she had to do. She could hear some jingles of a bell. 3 kitty pets trotted along the riverbank, mewing and jumping over pebbles, their collars jingling softly. They must have slipped away from their 2-leg nest, eager for adventure. Perfect. Sirenscream rose a little bit out of the water, only letting her nose peek out. The youngest, a fluffy brown one, perked their ears. "Whoa," he breathed. "Did you see that?" The other cat followed. "What is that?" the calico said. "I'm no what," Sirenscream said gently. "I'm a who," they gasped. "You talk?" "Of course I do," her voice warm and inviting. "Do you want to hear a little bit of secret?" They all nodded. "There's a place beneath the water," she whispered, "where the fish sing and the stars shine even during the day. No 2 legs, no rules, just playing forever." Their eyes grew as round as moons. "Can we see it?" Sirenscream nodded. "Only if you're brave enough to swim out here with me. I'll show you where the entrance is. It's at the very bottom." They hesitated. One of them stepped backwards. "Oh, don't you want to be free? Never to be told no again?" That's when the brown cat's paw touched the water. The rest followed suit. Sirenscream smiled, and just as the sun tipped over the horizon, you could see the 3 kitty pets' ears and tails going under the water. "Smoke Soul," Gubby Paw said, "you've been acting weird lately." He nearly tripped over his own paws. "Excuse me? You don't eat much. You go on patrols alone. You flinch when anyone says her name." "I'm not dumb. Something's happened." Smoke Soul sighed, setting down the fish he was gonna eat. He didn't know if he should tell her or not. "I don't know what's happening," he admitted. I've seen her in the river, in my dreams, awake. When I touch the water, she's there. But when I speak to her, nobody else believes me. Guppy's Paw's voice lowered. Maybe that's because they don't want to believe you and they think you're crazy. I don't think you're lying, she continued. But I don't know if you're right either. Her tail swished uneasily. Something's bad's in that river, though, Smoke Soul. I can feel it. Like something's gonna happen. Yeah, you're probably right. But for now, we're all okay, so let me just enjoy this fish, okay? The apprentice side-eyed him and nodded. They both enjoyed the fish for the rest of the night. Smooth Shell stood alone on the riverbank in her dream. Mist wove like a spiderweb across the water's surface. The reeds rustled with an invisible wind. She looked down, her heart already pounding as the river began to shift. Something seemed unnatural. The water changed, it darkened, it thickened, and turned red. The river was now all red. Bloated fish floating belly up, their eyes blank. Shadows moved beneath the surface, writhing, clawing, twisting. A terrible mewing sound could be heard, Kit's voices whispering, whimpering, crying, and she heard her name. Smooth Shell. She turned. Sirenscream stood on the far shore, her fur dripping wet, her orange-tongued nose stained with darkness, her eyes cold and distant. You left me, Sirenscream whispered. You watched. I didn't know. I didn't think. You didn't care. The reeds curled around up like claws and grabbed at Smooth Shell's leg, pulling her down. Just as StarClan stars spun overhead, but they seemed to dim. She was being watched. You broke the warrior code, Sirenscream said, and now the river will take you. Just as Smooth Shell woke up startled from her dream. This was not good. Had StarClan truly turned their backs on her? Had she made all of this happen? She stared at her paws. What have I done? Meanwhile, Smoke Soul woke up to a small, warm weight against him. His ears twitched. Then another small thing shifted and mewed. He blinked and tried to rub his eyes with his paws. 3 kittens, tiny, curled into him like they'd always been there. One was a smoky gray tom with darker tabby stripes. The second was a near replica of Sirenscream, another tom. And the last one was a she-cat who was white like the river foam with a single black swirl on her back. Smoke Soul froze, breath almost stuck in his throat. He didn't bring them here last night. He went to bed with an empty nest, but now one of the kits was stirring and eyes opened. Dad? She mewed. He staggered back out of the den, fur bristled. Outside, he could hear the flow of the river as he called for help. Smooth Shell could be seen bursting into his den, just as the scene fades to white. I hope you guys liked this story. It was kind of dark, kind of crazy, but I always knew Sirens was going to be. It was originally supposed to be like a Halloween October themed one, but yeah, so spooky dark forest babies. I'm so excited. Let me know what your favorite part was if you watched the whole thing. I really appreciate it. Really helps the channel. And yeah, I hope to see you guys next time. Bye!